The Mimic obviously wasn't planned, but it's easily the best villain since the Purple Guy because it's simple. My problem with FNAF villains now, and I'm gonna treat the Purple Guy and William Afton as two separate characters because they really are. Um, my problem with the villains now, and the whole like plot essentially right now, is that a lot of it is off screen and um, messy and like goes against its own logic. Like take Gregory's character. He's very small. He's a small boy. He sounds like a girl, but somehow he's in middle school and like a hacker. If GGY is canon, and it might be, and even if it is supposed to just imply, like heavily imply things about Gregory, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I know that Security Breach isn't finished, so bringing up things like the post-it note room, that's not fair. They didn't know no better. So I guess you really can't bring that up. And Ruin doesn't touch on it at all. So, and Elizabeth, she sucks because she's not in her game. Like she talks a lot in Sister Location, but she doesn't do anything. And then in Pizzeria Sim, she gives that really cringe, embarrassing speech before Henry cuts her off. And she loses all of her agency. And Ennard just stops being a character. Ennard didn't really have a chance to be a character. The Mimic is simple. Lure them in, wear their skin. You don't need to have read the books to know about its backstory because that's irrelevant. It's just a murdering endoskeleton called the Mimic. Sure, it would be cool to actually see, its ability to, transform and break itself and, reshape itself. That'd be really cool. Like really great. I hope they pull that off well. Steel Wool or whoever the fuck is working on the game, because I do want to see it like actually be animated. But it's kind of like Springtrap 2, and that it's just deranged and intelligent, but just kind of just focused on hurting people and wearing costumes. And I remember there was this bit from the Silver Eyes where Afton in that book is he just does not know how to function without his spring body mask, and I think that's really cool how the Mimic kind of well see now this is a cool parallel because the Mimic just likes to put on costumes, unlike the first book, William, who needed to put it on to like actually function. Basically, I really just like how simple the Mimic is. I think that's really needed, especially with how FNAF is and honestly how its fans are, because we have a character with a name that is literal gibberish, and people are trying to like figure out the relevance of it. I'm talking about Shadow Bonnie and Midnight Motorist, which very obviously is a troll minigame. I don't know why people think that it's this really deep, complex thing about Afton or maybe it's Henry when, here's the thing. The next game after Ultimate Custom Night has Mr. Hippo saying that sometimes things are just a story. Mr. Hippo is telling you to calm the fuck down. Nothing actually happens in Midnight Motorist. You do realize that, right? Nothing here is consistent at all. It's full of plot holes no matter what conclusion you come to, because it's just meant to fuck with you, really. But the Mimic would never do that. The Mimic is seamless. I'm not sure how I feel about, actually, I'm okay with the Mimic kind of effectively erasing all the dumb off-screen mind control bullshit that's been going on with Gregory and Vanessa or Vanny. Uh, yeah, it's 100% a good call to kind of do like yet another soft reset on the overall plot of the games. Before I end this, the idea of Ruin not actually being real and just being just all AR, VR, whatever, I'm okay with, because it's set up with Cassie getting that implant and the whole like Helpy talking to you. These things are all set up. Like the Mimic is sort of built up. Like Gregory's obviously not there, um, and I like that. I because it's like you can follow it. It's a coherent plot. Everything happens sort of in, the one game, even if it does not like end in a satisfying way. um, there's a story and things happen in that story, which is more than I can say for like the last few FNAF games where literally nothing happens.